Imagine walking into a store to buy a $400,000 house and quietly agreeing to pay $900,000 for it. No scam, no trick, no hidden clause. Just a normal, everyday 30-year mortgage. Today, we're breaking down why a 30-year mortgage is often the most expensive purchase you'll ever make, more costly than your car, your education, even your biggest financial mistakes. And once you see the numbers, you'll never look at a home loan the same way again. Why homes feel safe? Most people believe houses are good debt. Banks repeat it constantly. Real estate always goes up. Rent is throwing money away. This is how wealth is built. But here's the uncomfortable truth. A home isn't expensive because of its price. It's expensive because of time and interest. The house costs one amount. The mortgage costs an entirely different life. The math nobody explains. Let's keep this simple. You buy a $400,000 home, you put 20% down. You borrow $320,000. Your interest rate is 6.5%. The term is 30 years. Your monthly payment looks reasonable, just over $2,000. But here's the part no one highlights. Over 30 years, you don't pay back $320,000. You pay more than $700,000. You bought 2 houses, and the bank lives in one of them. Why the first 10 years hurt the most? This is where things get brutal. In the early years of a mortgage, almost none of your payment goes toward your home. It mostly feeds interest, again and again. In the first 10 years, you might pay over $200,000, yet reduce your loan balance by only $50,000 or $60,000. You're working, you're paying, but your ownership barely moves. This is why so many people feel stuck for a decade. The psychological trap. A 30-year mortgage doesn't just cost money. It costs flexibility. It costs freedom. It costs options. You can't leave a bad job easily. You can't take big risks. You can't lower your income without stress. The house becomes a golden cage. Not because you can't sell it, but because you built your entire life around the payment. The inflation half-truth. Yes, inflation does reduce the real cost of debt over time. That's the argument banks love. But here's what they don't tell you. Wages don't rise evenly. Expenses rise faster than income. And most people refinance, reset, or upgrade. Very few people actually live peacefully in the same mortgage for 30 years. Life happens. Kids, job changes, relocations, health costs. The perfect inflation story rarely plays out. Why banks love 30-year mortgages? Banks don't offer 30-year loans because they're generous. They offer them because longer time means more interest, slower principal reduction, predictable cash flow. A 15-year mortgage often pays half the interest. But it doesn't feel affordable, so people choose 30. Not because it's smarter, because it feels quieter up front. The real cost comparison. Let's zoom out. Education costs money. Cars lose value. Healthcare drains savings. But none of them quietly double the way a mortgage does. A $40,000 car might cost $60,000 total. A $100,000 education might cost $130,000. A $400,000 house, nearly $900,000. That's not lifestyle inflation. That's interest gravity. How smart borrowers think differently. Smart borrowers don't avoid mortgages. They control them. They make extra principal payments early. They refinance aggressively when rates drop. They avoid upgrading houses too fast. They treat mortgages like toxic waste, handled carefully, Never casually. Even a few hundred extra dollars per month early on can remove years and hundreds of thousands in interest. Time hurts you when interest compounds. Time helps you when principal disappears. The question you must ask. Before signing anything, ask yourself this: would I still buy this house? If I had to write the full interest check up front, if the answer is no, you're not buying a house. You're renting money for 30 years. The real takeaway: a 30-year mortgage isn't evil, but it is the most expensive agreement most people will ever sign. Not because homes are bad, but because time and interest are ruthless. Understand it, respect it, and never let the monthly payment fool you, because the house you buy today decides how free you feel for the next 30 years.